In 1988, the Multimaster came into existence, and this is the longest production multi-tool still made today, and you can buy it on Amazon even today. So this comes with the wire cutters. You have a great set of pretty solid pliers right here. You got the bit driver in the back right here, and you've got an interesting tool set. You've got the bottle or the can opener. You have the serrated blade, you've got the saw, you've got the file. And one of the unique things about the Multimaster is that when you hold it like this, it locks it into place. So you don't have to worry about lulls where it is locking. You have this self-locking bar, and it actually works pretty good. So this is a very unique multi-tool in that it has been made for many different companies. Cat, Klein, Browning, the list goes on and on. So you may see a similar tool like this, and it may look a little different on the handle. It may have sockets right here. It may have a different tool set. This one right here just comes with bits, and it came with this pouch, but it may come with a different array of accessories. One of the most interesting forms I just recently saw was one made for the Malaysian police, and it actually had a strap cutter as part of its complement in the tools, and it came with one of those almost oilskins, brown or green rather, pouches that the multi-tool fit in. You can still buy those online for around $70. Now this multi-tool retails for $79.46. It's 5 inches and 3/4 long. 8.3 ounces is the weight, or 235 grams. So pretty cool tool. Again, it came out in 1988. Now, the next multi-tool may not be too much of a surprise to some of you. Actually came out in 1996, and it's the Leatherman Micra. Now, I really like the Micra. The scissors, for what I use it for, work really good, and I think it's a pretty cool tool. It's only 1.8 ounces or 51 grams, but the price has skyrocketed, so I would definitely probably buy a used one. It may be better anyway, so the older ones seem to be made a little bit better. You've got the knife, you've got the screwdriver, the file, the cuticle cleaner, you've got the tweezers, you've got almost this Phillips screwdriver, and then this screwdriver and cap lifter as well. So all kinds of tools on the Leatherman Micra, and it's very, very minimalist, very, very lightweight. Do have that roller on the side, just like with the Multimaster. A lot of these multi-tools do sneak that in somewhere, but it's a pretty cool tool, but I don't think it's really worth that $50. So I definitely look on eBay to find one used. Now, not only did the Leatherman Micra come out in 1996, but also the SwissTech MicroTec came out in 1996. So this is one of the USA made versions I bought off of eBay. It came in this little box. And then here is some of the original paperwork that came with it. So this was at a time when Leatherman was sweeping the multi-tool market, and this came out. And SwissTech, even though it has disappeared as a US company, it has been bought out by an overseas company, and you can still buy a very similar version to this on Amazon. Now, it's not quite as good because it's moved overseas, but again, it's the same. Essentially, it's the same, really. So you do have right here, it says USA, SwissTech. You've got the pliers. And then let's go ahead and bring this out here and see what all they say it does. So it says you've got precision pliers, got Phillips and flat screwdriver. You've got the shear, and I never really thought of these as having a shear much, but anyway, maybe it means that at the end. And then I guess it's this at the bottom, it says. So supposedly, I guess you can cut wires at the bottom. And then you have the wire cutter stripper as well. And then it all locks. You can put on a keychain, and then these on either side lock it into place. And I have to say that this is a lot more, these pivots are a lot tighter than a lot of the ones you get from the Chinese or the overseas made multi-tools today. So keep that in mind. It might be worth going on eBay and buying a used one, even though you can buy a brand new one of these. These run around $12. If you get the SwissTech branding on them, they are around $25, but you can find essentially the same thing just unbranded on Amazon for around that $10 to $13 mark. And this does come in at 1.6 ounces or 45 grams. And just a quick comparison between the Leatherman Micra and the MicroTec. So these are both very small tools. Ironically, they almost weigh the exact same. Now, the next two multi-tools both came out in 1997. The Victorinox Swiss tool actually comes in at 10.2 ounces or 289 grams, and probably, as you already imagined, is the most expensive on this list. It comes in at $189. So this is a very expensive multi-tool today. This is a very old version, but you can still buy essentially the same thing. And let's close this up and you get outside tools. Now, on my Swiss tool, a lot of the tools are very, very stiff. So that seems to be something even on my Victorinox Spirit, they're the same way, but this is what I have on my older version. So I've got the can opener, I've got assortment of screwdrivers, knife blades, and then on the other side, I've got the file, and then I've got some micro screwdrivers, the Phillips, and then the serrated blade as well. So this is what I have now. The newer versions may have a little bit different tool set, but essentially a lot of the architecture has remained the same. So you've got a very heavy duty pliers as well as the wire cutters, and just the frame, it feels very strong and sturdy. So I think this is one of the best multi-tools, best heavy-duty multi-tools that you can buy. My only frustration, and I did need to mention that these are locking, my only frustration is that you cannot really mod the tools, but a lot of people don't really want to, so it's not really an issue. But that is frustrating for me. Now, one of the great things about even these older versions is that you can get a pocket clip that fits in right there with a little screw, and then you can make this pocketable. This does come in at that 10.2 ounce mark or 289 grams. So even for a very heavy duty multi-tool, it's still lighter than some of its competition, which is pretty cool. Now, another multi-tool that came out at the same time was the Schrade ST1 Tough Tool. Now, this multi-tool can still be found on Amazon for only $26, comes in at 8.1 ounces or 229 grams, but unfortunately, like the SwissTech, the US company has folded, and now it is made overseas. And although some of the knives are now made in the US, but this multi-tool is still made overseas. So it's got a very full complement of tools, and I've been surprised that it's actually a lot better than I thought. A couple of the longer tools do have a locking mechanism. You've got your scissors, we've got your saw, you've got this blade right here, and then you do have a very large screwdriver here. You've got this almost like a scraper, a Phillips screwdriver, can opener, another knife, and then your file as well. This is your saw right here. So a really nice complement of tools, really. And then you do have your fairly beefy pliers. They're very thick compared to some of the newer pliers. And it is unique that they fold out of the tool like this. The tool is actually, it's not that uncomfortable to hold in the hand. And some have tested this and they say this is one of the toughest multi-tools you can get on a budget. So I think it is a pretty unique tool. Now, this right here, this acts as an unlocking lever. You see when you push down, it unlocks this. So the couple tools that lock, that's how you unlock it. So again, for $26, not a bad multi-tool, and increasingly, with prices going up, that's becoming more and more of a bargain. So let me know below what you think of these tools. Which one is your favorite? Which one would you buy? And which do you think is the best value? I think I can guess pretty clearly what most of you will say, but let me know anyway, and I'll enjoy reading your comments.